Okay, well, I was born on a farm in the Sandhills north of Montezuma on January the 9th, 1934. And my mother was Minnie Feldman Hargett, and my dad was William Floyd Hargett. Okay, I had, well, actually 5 brothers. 4 brothers that Russell was the oldest, and then Raymond, and then Jean, and then Wendell. And then my youngest brother passed away at birth. That was Neil. And then I had one sister, Mildred. She's Midge. I loved my brothers. I just thought they were wonderful. I think that's why I wanted boys. And I mean, they took care of me, and they were just fun to be around. And, yeah. To see 2 of them go to the service, that was hard. And to watch my mother when they left is really hard. I don't really think so, honest and truly. I really don't. But Wendell was far enough behind that he got a lot of attention from all of us. He was just everybody's baby. I read to him. I wasn't very old, 7 or 8 years old, but I read to him a lot, and he was just everybody's baby in the family. And we moved a lot when we were growing up. We moved, I don't know how many times I remember moving, 5 or 6 times. Because Dad was just a farmer. He worked for other farmers, and so we didn't own anything until I was probably in the 7th or 8th grade before he owned anything. My mother, I never saw her get angry. She never complained about having to work, and she had to work really hard. She was the most patient, loving person I ever knew. And my dad was a different person. I mean, he was good and he was loving, but he wasn't like Mom. Not really. We didn't seem to. I know my mother didn't get to go out of Kansas until she had out all of us kids, and Raymond and Dorothy took her to Colorado. But that's the first time she had ever been out of the state of Kansas. And I didn't know my mother's family very well. They just weren't close, but Dad's family was close. We always got together. Usually had dinner at our house because we had the most kids, and other people didn't want all those kids in the house. So, but, just clean around the house and help do the garden and just whatever needed to be done. And babysit a lot for the neighbors. It seemed like I had to scrub the floor and the woodwork every week. It was always white, so we had to keep it clean. Well, since we lived on the farm, there wasn't really much to do. And when I got in high school and started dating, all we did was go to movies and dance once in a while. They didn't really often have that many dances. But there wasn't, we went to football games and basketball games. I went to school at Montezuma all through school and graduated from Montezuma High School in 1952. And there were 2 boys and 10 girls. And I was the homecoming queen that last year, yeah. I liked math an awful lot. it's not that I like to count money out, but I love figure work. I had two still good friends that I went to high school with. Margaret Whitesell Bays. She was a Mennonite lady. She still is a Mennonite lady. And she's just a jewel. We had more fun in school together, in high school. And Cindy Kane. And of course, neither one of them live close, but we still correspond and phone and back and forth. And we're still good friends, just really good friends. And then I moved to Dodge City right after graduation and worked at the High Plains Journal for 4 years until I married Jim Creevy. And we moved to Sublet for a year. He taught school out there. And then we moved back to Dodge City. And I worked at several different law offices. Then I had 3 babies, so that interrupted the working place sometimes. But I always went back to work. And then Mike was born in '57, and Dana, your mom, in '60,
yeah.
And Sean in '62. And then I quit. But I was still working. 3 was good after I started having them. At first, I always wanted 5. I wanted a whole bunch of boys. But after I had 3, I thought that was plenty. Especially since I was working. When Mike was just starting out in playing baseball, we lived close to the school, and the ball diamond was there. And he hit the ball, and we told him to run home. Go home, Mike. Well, he said he headed home because we lived close. Yeah. That was funny. I'm trying to think. And I think it was Sean that ran away from home, and he went to the babysitters. So his babysitter was pretty good. And your mother was just, I don't know, I was trying to think of something about her. She liked to go to babysitters too, because she helped her make cookies. She liked that. He would do anything for anybody, and he loved you kids. I like watch him hold you, and, you know. Well, Sean finishing school and going into the profession he did really made me proud of him.
Yeah.
And your mom is so smart. I mean, she is so smart. I think she's the smartest woman I ever knew. Well, I always just worked. I worked from the time I graduated from high school till it was 2002, I think, when I retired I married Bob in 83 or 82. That's when Carly was born. She was born in 83. And then he moved to McPherson. And then I worked in Inman, Kansas at the school, in the school system. I was a secretary at the junior and senior high school. And then I moved to secretary at the superintendent's office the last 10 years I was there. And moved back to Dodge City and volunteered since then at a lot of different places. Yeah. The hospital and the church and just whoever. As meeting the people, yeah, and helping them. you know, I feel good when I can do something to help them. We take them, Bob and I both volunteer up there, and we haven't, of course, since all this pandemic, but it's just the idea that you get to help people. It's a good feeling. Oh my goodness. They're the best.
We think you're the best.
I don't know what I'd do without them. I don't know. First time I ever saw Carly, I thought she was the most beautiful baby I ever saw. And she was, and she still is. But, oh my goodness. And Chuck was just Chuck, you know, he's just a special little boy. And Emily was so cute. We had her in ponytails, and we dressed her in clown, we call them clown suits. And yeah, sweet little girl. They all were. They still are. Like I do. I love you all just the same. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do without it. Any of you. You're just my life. I appreciate it. When any of you call, that just makes my day. It just really does. I'm lucky to have you guys. Both of you are perfect as far as I'm concerned. And Chuck is too. I just feel like you're headed in the right direction, well, I feel like all of you you're now positioned pretty well, aren't you? Mm-hmm. And I just feel like you're all three doing well. And that's what makes me happy. Probably would surprise you to know that I was very shy. Yeah, I just wouldn't speak up in class or anything. I was very shy. I think being in public, my first job, I had to deal with people, and in most of the other positions I did too. So I think that helped me be more, you know, where I wasn't so shy. Well, up to this point, I've been pretty strong, you know. And I guess I still am. Well, you have all kinds of personalities to work with. And you don't realize that until you get out in the working force. But you soon learn that there's a lot of different kind of people. And it's interesting, it's fun. What would it be? Stay close to God. Stick close to God. I tell you what, I pray every night.
Helps.
In fact, sometimes in the middle of the night when I wake up. Yeah, and you just have to know that you'll make it through. You'll make it through. You don't have to worry about it. You just, and it, you know, things don't go the way you want it to. Just deal with it there at that time, and it'll work out okay.
Somewhere
rainbow. Oh, one of the songs is, I don't know what the name of it is, but it's, if I've wounded any soul today, if I've caused one heart to go astray, dear Lord, forgive. I still don't know. I have no idea. And I wasn't afraid.
No.
And after I got in there, I wasn't afraid. So still don't know. I don't know if I'd go again or not. But everybody else was going, so I guess I decided I just as well go too. Raymond and Dorothy and Bob. So. Oh my goodness. I don't know when that was. I was, probably on a senior trip. I went to Kentucky, to the Calumet Farms, and saw the horses, and that was fun. I love horses, so that was really fun for me. I've been to Hawaii, and I could go back there again pretty easy. It's beautiful. When I look at it, the longer I live, right here is perfect. This is a perfect place to live. There's not near as much crime here in Dodge City, and the people are friendly, and not as much as they used to be, I'll have to admit, but it's just a good place to live. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've really enjoyed life. I really have. I've had a good life.
If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow,